Lovely. So who recalls what we were doing last week?
Lots of killing.
Not
Someone
dying.
died. Who died?
Not dying.
Stabbing Sam?
Did we
Yeah.
put up?
Healing people.
You know, I'd actually forgotten that, Dom.
I hadn't. I'm
Now
very
you
proud
just
of it.
reminded me all over again.
The rage is continuing.
Yes, so just to remind you guys, you made your ways into this friendly little cave next to where you guys were, came across the destroyed meeting point of the McKellen brothers that you were due to meet up with and exchange goods with. You made your way into the cave, where you seem to get through okay. You managed to locate the crates of the agreed upon equipment, and upon bringing it out, you were confronted by this friendly chap.
Yes, death incarnate.
Yes.
Oh, I need to.
Patient 0, 1, 2. Oh, you're dead.
Him and his other friends. In the opening point, he drove River into a blood frenzy. Who fucking critted on Jameson and nearly fucking
I should
killed
say
him.
I forgot that we've been invited to
Not for want of trying.
Rose' birthday.
Um,
So you know.
a tough fight ensued. There's damage on both sides. Redacted finally went down, losing an arm in the process.
Not before Jameson.
But not before Jameson.
That's what matters.
But you guys managed to rally successfully with some very clutch healing from Splint and managed to bring it back. Jameson grafted on, with the help of Splint, a sort of junk arm, which is functional for now, but not very aesthetically pleasing. And you guys discovered the contents of the crate. Was about 20 of these canisters. This glowing sort of yellow, this sort of glowing blue sort of gel inside. Splint reasoned that it looked very similar to nanite or nanobot gel that he's seen used in places previously. For what purpose is unclear. But now you have your gear.
Pretty sure if we nurture them, they'll grow into one of these.
That would be wonderful.
Again.
Grow
That
big and
is
strong.
Pathfinder from Apex Legends. This episode brought to you by Apex Legends. No, I'm kidding. That's not true.
Wish.
Yeah, come on, man. We're sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends, and you know it.
Oh
we
my
don't
God.
know if it used to be sponsored.
Also true.
Literally ones of views, guys.
Getting sponsored by Red Shadow Legends, you basically just got to exist.
Raid Shadow Legends.
Oh,
Shadow leggings.
The Shadow Leggings are the best ones.
Yeah, that's where you ended up last week.
Mm.
I gave you this in case you wanted it. It's just the barbecue sauce that comes with the nugs.
Why don't we get barbecue sauce?
I want barbecue sauce with my nuts.
This episode brought to you by Barbecue Sauce Nuts.
You know what some guys
Handy, I bet you can't dip your balls in barbecue sauce and then deep fry them.
I bet I can. Anyway. You know what some guys did at work today? He's Bulgarian and his English is not great. And someone had cocked up. So he was like, I'm going to go and give him a bollocks. And I was like, that's not the saying.
That is not
Right.
correct.
He was like, why? How should I say it? And I was like, right, you're going to go and give him a bollocking.
Yeah.
Don't give him a bollock.
Oh, I wouldn't have corrected that. I'd have just let him continue to give people bollocks.
You go give him a bollocks.
Is that how do you say it? He's like, you have to excuse. Yeah, he's like, I'm going to trust you to correct me when I make myself look like an idiot with these sayings.
That's a dangerous game to play.
So yeah,
Sorry, we've derailed Ed again.
It was so quick. So quick.
you guys have made your camp outside. What else? So what are you doing?
Search
Get
the
the
bodies.
fuck out of there. Oh, no, I thought we already did that.
Might have.
You did search the bodies. There wasn't very
Yes.
much of use on there, but you did search the cave, and I believe you found some nice stuff,
Mhm.
which I think was tallied up at the end of the last one.
Redacted. Free silence. Laser targeting
I have a
site.
list.
That was it. Yeah, you found a cache of weapon mods.
Yes. I remember
yeah.
thinking of having a sight on the shotgun, and I'm not actually going to do that. But
Oh yeah, I wanted a scope on my sword.
I think I need one on minigun.
can you put a vibro knife on one of the barrels and turn it into a mini gun with a bayonet
It's got a bayonet on it for melee.
in case they get close? I guess we're gonna put the stuff in our truck and try and head the fuck back.
Yeah, I assume so. Because we've already looted this place, so let's get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, so by the time you sort of fought, patched up your wounds, and like gotten out here, and then you took a long rest. So yeah, no, it's morning by now. So yeah, you guys just heading straight on back.
Well, we want to because we encountered that bandit camp on the way here, so we want to make sure we specifically avoid there.
Or specifically go there.
Or specifically, I mean, I don't know. 2 of our party members have lost limbs recently, so maybe not.
Oh yeah, we are a little bit more ominous than we used to be.
Yeah, maybe. I'm alright, but yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty fine. I'm feeling
Yeah,
pretty
yeah.
good.
Didn't actually
Spin
take
would
a
like on his journey back to clap an awful lot more than he normally would. You know, just any time he stands up to do anything, just do that little clap that sometimes people do.
Clap your hands and rub them together.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you
And
do
then,
that?
and then he'll just every time look apologetically at
Do you
Redacted.
do that at any point within arm's reach of me?
Wow. No, I'm going to be on your no arm side.
No, he's got the
You
big,
are
the
going
big
to be
clunky arm.
within arm's reach.
No, I'm going to be in the sidecar with River because River's the one who has to take the bike
I
back.
have to take the bike back because.
So you're standing up in a sidecar in a different vehicle where we can see you. Like,
Didn't I still dangerously? What can you say?
We'll risk
I feel like
everything to be smug.
the sake of having 2 arms is failing because you're doing it somewhere else where we can't see you.
Oh, that's okay. I'll tell you over the comms that I'm doing it. Just narrating.
Just doing another clap, guys.
You're an idiot.
Yes, yes I am.
Just need to make sure our comms are synced.
Everybody clap on 3,
Also,
please. Oh,
I have another hand, so wait, I can still do that.
John doesn't.
Very nice. So who's plotting the journey here? Who's going to be the navigator?
I think I've got navigation. Let me
I
check
don't
all
think
my
John can hold a map.
We have sat navs.
Uh,
yeah, but he's got to hold it and use the touchscreen, so he can't.
15.
oh yeah,
There
I
we go.
don't have. There we go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so,
Plus 3, that's okay.
It's time to get the hell out of Wales.
It's just a good policy.
so you plot a different route, making your way back. So rather than heading sort of like north and east of Birmingham, you're gonna head sort of the opposite way down through the main body of Wales, swinging sort of south of Birmingham before heading east back towards London. Slightly different, so you don't know exactly the stuff on the route on the way there, but yeah, definitely avoids the bandits that you encountered before.
The bandits that we know about. Instead, we find something much worse.
Oh yes.
And
Giant
Spin
snake.
kind of secretly try and just direct them to those bandits.
For God's sake.
Is that something Splint is doing?
Let me roll something. Let me think.
Roll for morality.
Let me roll a coin.
Roll for being a dick.
Yes, he
Roll
does.
for being a shit.
I rolled a die in. I did this as GM, but yes, he does do that.
All right. Anyone else who is paying attention? Actually, no. Splint, roll.
Well, it can only be River.
Perception, I
can't it?
suppose.
I'm just trying to think like how sneaky you are doing this. What would be the best way to roll a? I suppose it'd be deception.
Oh, not the best. Here we go. Ooh.
Alrighty. Anyone else can feel free to make either an sense motive or a navigation check of their own to sort of proofread.
Yes. Cookie.
Yes.
Looks alright to me.
Cookie is a
Navigator.
I'm just gonna stop.
You tried, buddy.
Words. Yes. Yes. It's a.
That's
Well,
a good
again, is anyone else driving? Because it makes the most sense for the drivers to see if they notice. John's a bit
Is it
distracted
just
by his
us two?
lack of an arm.
No, we have 3 cars. So who's driving the third one? That's probably
I thought we only had
Ditch, isn't
two.
it?
We had the van and we had
Yes,
a
ditch,
motorbike,
probably
didn't we?
driving the hauler.
Yeah, there was the hauler.
Yeah, otherwise we would have had the next
yeah.
suit.
Come on.
The neck trolls.
Go on, Ditch. Do you spot it?
So I need to.
You've got to
If
be
you
at
wanna try and-
9.
Is it a navigation check I need to do, or
Or
sense
sense
motive?
motive?
Uh,
Yeah.
Either
sense
way.
Yeah,
motive
sense
-1, navigation 1. Let's go
Oh
for that.
shit!
Please. Please.
Where is navigation? There it is.
For God's sake.
Yes.
Looks like we're heading back then.
You're a fucking moron. We're not
God
going.
damn it, Jameson.
If you hadn't kept
Yeah,
clout
you guys.
on that,
Yeah, you guys start driving, and Splint is confidently directing you in one direction, and everyone else is not clocking it at all. It's hard to tell, like position of the sun and everything with the sort of smog overhead. But it is a while that not terribly long, only about an hour or two in, that Jameson realizes, hang on a sec, we passed this shit before. And is able to kind of right you guys and send you on a different path. Making your way through. Splint, can you roll a d20 for me? Just a plain d20. Mm-hmm. Very good.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
I hate it when it goes, can you roll me just a d20? And then his reaction to the roll is,
Very good.
It usually means we're about to die, so you know.
Rocks forward and
The-
he's been.
Zombies.
Split. Well, we fought vampires, so it makes sense.
Yeah, so the first day, the weather is shit. You do not make great time. There is, especially through the middle of Wales, the way you're heading, it's very rocky, and the bits that the bits of sort of earth that you do encounter are just slipping, and you have to reroute a couple times and get around. So you only make about half the general time that you thought you would, half the distance that you were hoping to make. You managed to find a relatively sort of sheltered place for the evening, and you can make camp. Are you guys doing anything specific when you get there, or are you just moving on to the next day?
Can I keep an eye on the box of Pathfinder eggs and just check that they're all sort of looking okay?
Mhm.
Like power's still good with them and all that kind of stuff.
Make a robotics check, please.
Ooh.
Did you just call them Pathfinder eggs?
I did, yes.
Is that as if you made that up, or is that what they call
I made that up, yeah.
So yeah, no, you know that these are absolutely fine. There is an internal power source in each of the canisters. There is a readout on the back, and you can see that all of them are at sort of about like 80% charge. You're pretty sure you remember this was the same level it was when you picked them up. You've seen similar canisters before, and you know these things are designed for like transport, so they have a pretty decent sort of battery life. They're only meant to sort of maintain a stable sort of environment for their cargo. So it is basically just adjusting like light and temperature in it. So they'll last for a good another few weeks, you reckon?
Decent. Can I continue to study them to try and work out what they are? Or is it
With
just
that
beyond
robotics check, it's about this. You haven't really able to learn anything new without the sort of aid of different sort of like machinery or computers. It's you're kind of limited in the amount of information you're able to glean.
No problemo.
Okay.
As far as Splint is concerned, they are still complete unknowns.
Anything else you
Why
guys
don't
are doing before you
why don't
bed down?
dip something in the nanobot stuff?
Anyone got some soldiers we can dip into
If
the
only we
egg?
had a severed arm.
Yeah, no, don't we have a Yeah. Can we put an arm in there, like or a hand?
Spin
A
grabs
human hand.
Jameson's good arm.
Okay.
Have we got? Oh, wait, have we got a spare?
I
Have we
mean-
got a spare mechanical arm?
No, I mean I could give you a hand with that.
Hey,
Get out.
didn't you pick up your arm? Didn't you?
Yeah.
Can we put your unattached hand in the goop?
Yeah.
Okay.
Goop.
Anything?
It's gonna melt.
Interesting.
So
I
you
hope we
you
don't
guys
create a
take out
monster.
when you guys are getting ready for night bedtime. You know, it's all like making some s'mores and stuff, and then you're sitting around. Splint brings out a canister, and gingerly sort of unscrews and depressurizes the top part of the canister. Takes it off. The glow sort of emanating off of the sort of gel ooze inside. He takes John's ripped off hand from the fight previous, takes it and just gingerly drops it into the canister and sort of steps back expectantly. It floats there in the gel. Anyone who wants to, feel free to roll either a medicine or a robotics check, depending on what you're trying to look for.
We will do medicine. 16. Oh, that's pretty poor.
Well, I thought that
Oh, my...
might have got a randomly good roll.
Damn.
So all of you guys are able to see that it is a hand floating in some ooze.
Excellent.
Well, good.
Well, now we know it's ooze in there.
Can we? Jameson's
Jesus.
going to be a real brave boy and take his mechanical hand and take the fleshy hand out of the goop.
That's not what I thought you were going to go with when you said it was brave. Fully thought you were going to try and taste it.
Yeah, I thought you were gonna put your dick in it.
Was he?
Instructions unclear. Dick caught in ceiling fan.
Dick going goop.
How does that go?
Is it the one that's attached to your arm?
It's attached to me, but it's the mechanical one.
So you dip your arm into it. there is a moment of not pain but numbness which overtakes your arm, which is weird because obviously like your nerves are plugged into it, so it's weird to feel this sort of numbing sensation on it that travels up from where the gel touches your fingertips and quickly moves up. Jameson, make a perception check.
Uh-oh.
This is fine.
Basically, yeah, no, you're able to basically just make out the numbing sensation traveling up your mechanical arm, which ceases at your shoulder where the junction is. Your arm goes limp, and you are unable to move it. This, it's just and just sort of hangs at your side.
I will surrender said arm to
Those.
Cookie and Splint for inspection.
Yep, I would like to inspect what's going on with it.
The fuck, boys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How many do you want to
This.
I honestly just wanted to know if I could put my stump in it.
So anyway, what's the worst that could happen? It becomes more stumpy.
His whole body can go numb and limp, and he could die.
The rest of him becomes the stump.
So between Cookie and Splint, they are able to get out some of their sort of more finer tools that they have, some basically some magnifying lenses and so on, and able to sort of inspect the arm. You guys are able to see that the arm is not damaged. It appears that these nanobots are completely inert against sort of organic material. However, they appear to be attracted to synthetic or sort of cyberware, and it appears that they just wipe it clean. They and they have just they wipe any sort of software or firmware.
I take out my bio-locked assault rifle and dip it in the gun.
That.
Dip it in the goop.
You're an
Quite
idiot.
sensible.
It's not mine. I can't unbiolock it. I don't
Yeah, but if you wipe all of the software on it entirely, it probably won't be biolocked, but it probably also won't work.
Well, let's find out. It's useless to me now.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's useless already. Fuck
It's
it.
up to the dice to decide.
You plop it in, and you can see that the readout and the mechanism where the biolock is almost as soon as it touches it, just flickers out and goes down, goes dead.
I load a single bullet into the gun.
Yep.
Point it at the ground relatively far in front of us, away from everybody, and pull the trigger.
You pull the trigger. Unfortunately, nothing happens. You reason afterwards that the nanobots, having successfully wiped out the biolock, have also wiped out the weapon's ability to function.
Nice.
Hold it.
Fair. I look at the gun and then just toss it on the ground. Yeah.
Here's these. Yeah, sorry.
Is it worth, as a group, us maybe keeping some of this goop?
Yes. Yes, it is.
Yeah, that's my thinking. This is a good.
All we have to do is sort of smash up the Kratos in and just be like, we've got all that we could find, and just keep a little stash.
I do think it would be worth keeping some, just on the off chance there's like a death robot.
Yeah.
Or anything like that in the future. I'm thinking this is clearly valuable.
That attack us.
Exactly. Yeah.
There's still, hang on, I've noted down what happened to them all. I think there's still some left.
Or, Jameson looks at us funny and we want to turn off his arm.
Both good, yeah.
So we've currently only killed 7 and 8, so we've still got 6 left.
Yep.
That's
And
assuming that it
times
stops at 8.
3, 2, 1.
Yeah. And that 1 to 6 didn't already perish for whatever reason.
Yeah, we don't know how
Yeah.
big their production run was.
We met number 2, so we
What
know
I-
that the 4, 2, and 6 that we've met that are still alive.
Can I repair Jameson's arm?
Make a robotics check.
Just want to know if I have the ability to.
Yeah. So after not very long, actually, probably only a few minutes, the nanobots go inert. They just you can see on your tiny little lens that they literally just deactivate and drop off. They do not have a very long life once exposed to the elements. And when they are not present on the machine, it's very easy to basically just reinstall the software that allows it to function.
Can I reinstall the software on the gun to make it happen?
Yes.
Do we roll robotics again or sim roll?
Is there a weapons? Is there a specific weapons one? I can't remember.
There is not.
No, hacking's probably the closest thing
I would say probably
guess.
hacking is going to be the one for this one.
It's fine. I have a +7 for hacking and robotics. So
Yeah.
we're good.
So yeah, no, you're able to just essentially you've just rebooted Jameson's arm. Works again, no trouble. From some basic, some standardized software that you have on your cyberdeck, and similar like with the weapon, you're able just to essentially factory reboot it.
Is it still
And
genetic locked?
No, it is got a blank biolock and is asking for a new user.
Oh, hey, shit, dude. There you go. Bam.
Excellent. It worked perfectly. I am going to program in. Can I program in no user or just like more than one user? Is that a thing that we can do?
Yeah, you are able to program in up. You can program in up to 12 users.
Or I like to program in all of us and Tire Iron. So you never know when Cookie's going to give that little thing opposable thumbs.
Yep, no, easily done.
Nice. Yeah, boy.
This is a protocol that they do have on the weapons that some military outfits do want multiple people able to use the same weapons in case people fall in combat.
Someone's playing with a knife and fork.
Sorry.
Right.
No, it's actually a screwdriver and a Jubilee clip.
Might also be a knife and fork if Ed apologised.
Actually,
Ed's apologised for a knife and fork that he's not using.
Aha, it was all a joke. It was all a ruse.
Subterfuge.
I own a knife and fork.
got him.
Prank, bro.
Awesome. After all of this sort of shenanigans, you guys notice that the canister that you have opened and been using, after about 20 minutes of use, now that it has been exposed and opened, the light has just switched off and the gel has appeared to be rendered completely inert. You are able to deduce with your previous sort of robotic rolls, I won't make you roll again, that this stuff is either designed to be in a very controlled manner, turned into sort of unloaded into a different sort of container of some kind, or used very quickly and then it is done. It's not something that can be reused, unfortunately.
What if you put it in bullets?
You are unsure about how many nanobots is required to sort of affect machinery of different sizes. You could do that with further experimentation.
We should probably deliver it to one.
Yeah, we should probably.
We've already
benefactor.
fucked up one vial of it. All right. we done fucking about now with our expensive booty?
Boogie.
Yar!
Yeah, I still vote that we steal some of it, but we should deliver most of it.
Currently, you have 19 canisters left. There was 10 in each crate.
How much do we have to pay Jameson to drink one? How much internal machinery do you have, Jameson? Never
I
mind.
was just about to look.
Just thinking like,
Mechanical
yeah, she's actually never mind.
Um,
I'm not looking to kill you, but it would be funny.
I have a toughened Mark II torso, so that might end poorly for me.
It shuts
Don't you have a
down your
mechanical
skin.
liver?
I have mechanical liver.
Well,
Also have
Immediately ends up with
I have upgrades to my
yellow
nervous
skin.
system as well. I have quicken reflexes, which is upgrades to my nervous
Oh my
system.
god, you just end up looking like
Okay,
George Best
essentially
on
give
like
you
having a
MS.
seizure.
Yeah, we need Jameson to stay as far away from this stuff as possible.
Probably going to equate to a very large stroke.
Probably really good that you didn't put your full arm in it. You put a little bit.
Well, no,
in
because
your-
it's inert to flesh, so my real arm would have been fine.
Yeah, but if
Yeah,
you've got
just
like
got a
cuts in
lot of
your arm,
cybernetics.
gets in your
The
bloodstream.
cybernetic bits in your organic arm, it may take
Oh
it.
yeah, the recoil reduction in my other hand might have not done so well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think in that case we should definitely keep some,
Yeah.
just
Yeah,
in
just
case
in
Jameson
case.
does the Sam character thing.
Exactly what I was thinking about, yeah.
Ooh, that only happened one time.
Yeah, but it could always happen again, and it's best to be
Oh, if
prepared.
we're talking about times characters have turned heel, Dolly's on the same count as me.
That is true.
Yeah, but Dom's was a descent into madness that you orchestrated with the item.
Yeah, but
It's
I'd
true,
argue,
I was influenced by you, in a sense.
I would argue yours was far more dramatic though.
That's also correct.
You did become the big bad.
You
That
did
is-
become
that
the
is
big
true,
bad.
yes.
It was a pinnacle of moments that shall never be surpassed.
Yeah, but is it better or worse to become the big bad or disturb yourself so much that you retire a character?
I'm the big bad is more impressive.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Anyway, we digress.
We
Shall
never
we,
do that.
shall we continue back to London?
Yes. Done.
Yeah.
I assume we arrest overnight.
Yep, so you guys take a rest overnight.
Thank
Um,
fuck. Hit points, sweet hit points.
So yeah, you guys heal overnight. All good. Cookie, can you roll a perception check for Pyre Iron, please? Because I'm assuming he's been the one standing guard overnight. Okay.
I'd be about for half the night because of my
Oh yeah, of
not
course.
not needing sleep.
Oh sure, yeah. So yeah,
Yeah,
John.
because you're a
you
synth,
roll-
yeah.
You do notice that John's been very cagey about getting anywhere near the jail. I'm joking.
Such a synth.
It's because my other arm is
You,
cybernetic.
you also know that his arm was ripped off in front of you, and there was a very red spray of blood. When it happened.
Well,
Yeah.
none of us tasted it. So
A
we can't
very
be
red
sure.
spray of fake blood. Yeah, we know. We
Was
we
it-
gathered that much.
Was it
Two
almost
guys.
too red?
Could be. And then after we left, there was a little pin of red paint right next to where he'd lost his arm. And
Yeah, and his scream of agony was like,
oh no,
Come on,
my
dude.
arm!
Yeah.
Oh.
Unconvincing.
kept flinching the wrong way, you know?
Also, how
Kept
do you,
grabbing
how
the
do you
arm
make
that
a
was still
synth
there.
with 28 hit points?
It just, you're a very frail drone.
Mark 1.
He's not the draw we've been looking for.
Awesome. So yeah, you guys wake up the next morning, and all seems well, and yeah, you can move on with the next days. So you've made it about, in the 2 days it usually would take, you've only made it about half a day's travel, unfortunately, at this point.
But we know what the gel do.
Yeah, no, that's very important.
Wait, why are we traveling so slowly?
Sorry, I was typing something at the same time. I'll make you know.
Why are we traveling so slowly?
So on the first day, you ran into trouble. The weather was very terrible, and you had to backtrack a couple times because someone's roll was terrible. Moving on for the next day, can someone roll me navigation, whoever's leading, and someone also just roll a crisp D20 for me?
There we go. And that's 23.
Ooh.
Oh, we are so gonna die. Oh my god.
Like,
Back
If
to
we
the
crash
cave.
on empty roads, I'm blaming someone. I don't know.
Well, on that average, though.
Traveling in what vehicles now? Because I know you said Splint was.
Oh, I'm still with River for sure.
So River and Splint are in the bike.
I think Cookie, Redacted, and
Unless Redacted wanted to get into the sidecar specifically, I suppose.
Nah. He's just going where he's told at the moment. He's dejected.
And then Mr. Ditch just
And
again
not
on his own in the.
But don't worry, he's got his body pillow with him, so
in the Weepaw.
he's not alone.
I think the transporter has got to look like this.
I basically imagine it as being Krieger's van in in Archer.
Definitely complete with the anime waifu.
Yeah.
See, I imagine it being more like this.
Those are both valid options.
that's a Japanese trucker fighter sword.
It's a very Japanese truck.
Fucking dare.
Damn.
Damn.
I don't think there's enough lights on
travel
that.
at high speed.
Honestly, it looks like just a giant pachinko machine.
It does.
It really does, yeah.
It looks like a cross between a pachinko machine and a Coca-Cola truck.
And Optimus Prime.
An Optimus.
Awesome. So, as you guys, who's going in front? So, what's the order? Is the bike still going in front, and then the SUV, and then the hauler, like you were doing
Well,
before? Or?
With a navigation
Yeah.
of 20, I'm going to say definitely the bike in front.
Yeah, yeah.
If we follow the hauler, we'll be blinded by the chrome. So
Yeah.
let's go to the back.
Very good. So, Mr. Dit and either River or Splint. So,
I'm driving.
you know, Splint is navigating. I'll say River and Mr. Ditch. Can you guys roll me a perception check?
Uh-oh.
Spaghetti-o.
Apparently not.
Uh-oh. Yeah.
Oh god, why are we blind?
Cool. Yeah. It's so it gets on sort of most of the way through the day, and all seems to be going good. You guys stop off for the sort of like lunchtime ish. You just sort of make a break where you guys can sort of get out, stretch your legs, that kind of stuff. And it's as you're sort of waiting there that it's you don't notice it until it's right up on you. There's this rumbling from over the trees. You're parked in what is like a lay-by on a deserted sort of forested, looks like to be an old equivalent of like kind of like an A road. You hear this rumbling. You thought it was just like the after effects of the engine noise in your head, but now that the engines are off, you can still hear it coming up from behind you. And looking out into the distance, Cookie, you'll be able to see because you've got your binoculars. You see coming over the bend, only a couple hundred yards
Enemies.
away from you
Oh,
guys
phew.
is a massive plume of dust as there appears to be some vehicles bearing down on you. What are you doing?
Someone needs to get in the minigun of the.
Yeah, James can get on the minigun.
All right, James.
Oh,
you got
we
anything
are-
again?
We are very exposed right now, Splint.
Spin slides down. No, in the sidecar.
So you guys are still parked up there. The vehicles continue to bear down on you. Are you just holding the ground there?
We should probably drive.
Evasive maneuvers.
Yeah,
Evasive
evasive. Yeah.
maneuvers.
I could probably take
Alright.
it single-handedly.
Is it worth putting the motorcycle in the hauler and you guys not being on a small
Yes.
target?
Can
So we
someone,
do like Fast and Furious driving through the back whilst we're moving.
can someone take the wheel of the hauler so I can get in the mech suit?
But yes, the mech suit sat like in the toilet on the back of the hauler just shooting things.
I will remind you, you don't actually have a weapon for the. You do have a sword for the mech suit, but you didn't actually
Yeah.
ever buy
Yeah,
a.
We can do
like,
justice.
It's dishonourable, really.
Why
Yeah.
do we let the Weed design the mech suit?
Get giant throwing stars for it. Come on.
Yes.
Shurikens.
Bin lids.
So- As you guys are discussing your plan of action, you start to see the vehicles fanning out across the road in front of you. You see what appears to be a massive truck right in the middle. This looked like some kind of fuel hauler with like a long cylindrical back end with a massive spiked front end. There's one off to the side which looks like a just sort of toughened armored beetle. Looks like a black taxi cab that has just been just painted in armor. With a minigun sort of strapped to the side of it. There is
He's
also
going to share his views on Brexit.
there is also a massive sort of what looks to be like a camper / 4x4, just like covered in like camping gear and ladders and all sorts of random knick-knackery, sort of bringing up the rear. And then off to the side, there's one with what looks to be a like pickup truck, which has got a massive cow tipper with in the bed of it looks like a little pit, which has a long sort of weapon sort of sticking out of it. As it's bearing down on you, one of them's going to try and take a shot from outside range. I'll give him. This is
Likes to look at the group and just goes, "Turns out we're on the Fury Road."
This is gonna be with disadvantage, I'll say. You hear in the distance. You hear like a boom and like.
Oh no. This is turning into Mad Max.
Oh,
What does that damage roll?
So, I will say, like, you guys are in your vehicles by this point. So,
fuck.
because you guys did say you were start
Yeah.
booking it.
Yeah.
There is an impact. Doesn't hit any of the vehicles flush, but it hits it right in the middle, so all of them do take damage. I'm gonna need whoever's the driver for each to keep the hit points for each of their vehicles, if you don't mind.
How many hit points does the motorcycle have?
Motorbike. I'm just
Yeah.
looking at it as
It's
25.
Didn't we put the motorcycle?
oh no.
You said 35.
You did. I actually no, you did, didn't you? You
Oh
guys
shit!
were
Yeah, of course we did. All right,
you
all
were
right.
driving that into the hauler. Okay, yeah,
Yes.
that's fine.
I was
So
gonna
the
say,
hauler.
I let you ride the motorbike one time.
It gets blown up with a missile. No, I'm fine. I'm not driving anymore. We're good.
So the military SUV has 120. Who's going to keep track of that?
I'll do the military SUV. I'm driving that.
He's got that. The hauler has
Sorry, how much did you say? Sorry.
has
120.
120 HP and has an armor class of 17. It also has a damage threshold of 20.
Wait, shit.
The hauler has 50 hit points, an armor class of 12, and a damage threshold of 5.
Oh, hang on. Did I take over the hauler? Because
I believe so.
yeah,
because,
sorry. Yeah, right.
You want to do the
Okay.
HP?
Jumping in the mech.
All right, I'll keep track of the HP. What was it again? Sorry.
50 HP total. Has a damage threshold of 5 and an armor class of 12. The mech, Mr. Ditch, has 200 hit points, an armor class of 20, and a damage threshold of 15. Which I assume you have.
Show off.
So just as you guys are about to pull off, this sort of freighters just in between the vehicles, throwing everyone inside like rattling around like fucking like Tic Tacs inside, bouncing off everything and rattling your brains. But you guys are mostly unharmed.
Can we clarify where the canisters are? Are they in the hauler or in the
Yeah.
SUV?
That's going to be very important to clarify.
I think they're in the hauler because it's bigger, isn't it?
No,
It would make sense.
if I remember, you guys had a trailer with the military SUV
Oh no.
and stuff, didn't you?
I don't remember having a trailer.
I think he might be right.
You bought a trailer.
I recall a trailer.
Okay.
I suppose it's better than being velcroed to the side, I suppose.
Yeah,
Yeah.
progress, baby steps.
What was the trailer for?
Carrying
That was
stuff.
It
I
was
think you
hauling
bought
stuff.
it
Yeah.
specifically for carrying things. because
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Hauler has a
So
giant
they'd be in the trailer then, wouldn't they?
mech. So let me bring you over here. Just to help us.
Who's super dexterous?
River.
Me,
River can get in the trailer. River can get in the trailer and throw canisters of.
I'm driving the other car.
Ugh.
So yeah, you guys are driving off. I'm gonna need everyone to roll initiative.
Yay.
Let me. So everyone, feel free to chuck your tokens down. I'm gonna chuck some stuff out to help. This is.
Oh man. Who had getting a Fury Road-esque car chase on their bingo sheet? Because
We're all gonna die.
The military SUV. That's the motorcycle, which isn't in play yet, so I'll leave that off to the side. And we have the hauler.
This is the best bit of Cyberpunk there's ever been.
So we'll just put that over there. I'm going to put everyone who's in the hauler in. Everyone who's in something. Just put yourself like in line with it, so it's easy to see who's where. Awesome.
Ed, how far away are these vehicles from us at the minute, roughly?
They are approximately. Let me just think.
That far.
No, they're approximately. Well, in terms of feet, because that's what the things are calculated in. We'll say about 1,000 feet away. Just
Oh, so they're like a quarter mile away.
sorry, one last thing with
fucking
the
far away. This thing just has ridiculous range.
with the missile.
Yep.
If we both take the full damage, and how does damage threshold just mean it's reduced by 5, or?
No, the damage threshold means that is the minimum amount of damage that needs to be made in order to actually inflict damage.
Right,
so
but
if,
38 damage would still be 38 damage. It wouldn't
Yeah.
be 33. Gotcha.
yeah, it just means that a kid with a knife can't stab the truck for 2 damage and actually cause it.
I mean, that's slightly reassuring.
What did
And yeah, did we take the full damage?
Did it
Yeah.
hit everyone?
Oh no.
No, it didn't hit people. You guys are all safely within the vehicles. However, if the vehicle was to get destroyed, things
Did,
may change.
did that 38 hit all 3 vehicles?
It only hit the military SUV and the hauler because I'm going to say the motorcycle was
Like in the hauler,
inside
yeah.
the hauler.
Okay.
Cool. The hauler has 12 hit points, so
Left.
yeah.
So the hauler is smoking. The hauler is just belching smoke out the back of it. You guys begin to take off. I need to do this.
Get in the mech.
I'm in the mech.
All right. Buy a gun. Fucking idiot.
Who's on the minigun?
Dishonorable.
You're on the minigun.
I am proficient with said minigun, so yes.
Right. Good. Who else is in here? We got the investigator.
Yeah.
Does anyone have any grenades?
I have grenades.
Oh, I have EMP grenades.
I've got 4 Mark II frag grenades.
I have a stun baton.
Can they chuck them to me so I can throw
Can I light a
with
cigarette?
my 20 strength?
You can have my 4 Mark II frag grenades.
You can have 5 EMP grenades as well.
I'm loving the name of these cars. These are great.
Swamp Scrapper, Tanksy Cab, Highway Master, Revolver.
I fucking hate that the Highway Master rolled a fucking nat 20.
Taxi
Because-
cab is just so good.
I haven't checked it yet, but I'm guessing that that's gonna be the bastard that just shot a fucking
It's
missile. It's the
Gosh,
big boy.
It's
the big boy.
It's called the Highway Master, of course.
I'm
it
gonna light a
fucking is.
cigarette and throw a frying pan out the window.
So this is going to be, although we are going to be like taking turns as such, I'm not going to think of it as like bonus action movement. It's basically going to be, a bit more freeform. This because of the nature of this. This isn't going to be like, yeah, I do this specific. If you are making attacks, you're still going to be restricted to like the bonus action kind of stuff, but this is going to be a bit more abstracted. This is just to give an idea of like who's acting when. So if you guys were like, say, the person who is driving, their turn is basically probably going to be mainly what they are doing with the vehicle, what they're doing to turn, that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
It's fine.
Perfect. So the Highway Master begins. So it continues to sort of just put the pedal down, and it is not the fastest, but it just tries to make up distance. Can see it doesn't fire again. It does appear to have potentially some kind of reload time on its main gun. Moving on, then it is Cookie. Oh wow, we didn't really.
Right, I'm gonna. Can I consult with the group over comms? Are we gonna split and loop round and face these guys, or continue to run?
I'm going to throw it out there, and we don't have the range to combat.
Yeah, we don't have car-mounted missile launchers. I think our best bet has got to be escaping.
I was going to say our best bet is to face them close up, because we're going to have far more ability to do damage to them nearby.
Yeah.
I don't
Yes,
think
yeah.
we're getting away.
We need to get them out of those cars.
Like, if we need to run away, like, they can just take pot shots out of the missile until one of our vehicles is disabled, and then we have to fight them anyway.
That is true.
Does anybody
Yeah.
have like a siren that we can make them pull over?
That would work.
Well, sunshine.
Bet you're
Stay
wondering
in
why
your
I pulled you
car,
over.
Going on here then, eh? Right,
these
okay.
are great
I'm going to
options.
commence with a sharp left hand.
Yep.
Break off to the. Okay,
Jameson needs one of those.
I'm going to use this map as orientation. I'm going to break off to the north.
Okay. So this is still on a road, so you can choose. So onto the either side of you is sort of scrub and sort of swampland. You know that you would make quicker time on the road. However, obviously they would find it difficult to drive around in the sort of marsh as well. But you may not move as quick. It'll be sort of essentially game mechanics. It'll be hard, difficult terrain, if that makes sense.
What about our truck weight wise? Do we reckon the big truck would make it through, or
You guys know that this military
Relatively
your
empty, this
truck
big one.
is suited to off-road.
Decent.
Yeah, it's been handling it. It's been designed for it. It's been handling it.
We're gonna break off and head into the swamps.
Okay.
Alright.
So you guys break off left, off into the swamp a little bit. You have a little bit of cover as it starts to dip and sort of the land starts to roll a little bit. Cookie, can you roll me a vehicles check, please? Okay. So not terrible. It's not like you flip or anything like that. Basically, you're not making massive distance on them. You're just sort of it's really fucking sort of squishy where you've just sort of turned off and you're just trying to get your bearings and get a feel.
As we're doing this, I also want to put one of my CDs in to inspire.
Is it messed around?
It's one of my Britney Spears records.
Can I request
I like Britney.
you park in a position where you can actually see them rather than a hole? If you're gonna, or try and end turn somewhere where we're not, so I can shoot something.
Sorry.
Can you? And I appreciate your constantly moving.
No, we've gone off to the left. I don't know if we can see stuff or not. So
You are still it's as I say, it's sort of abstracted. So as Cookie is doing that, the rest of you guys are going to be acting. So there will be times as Cookie is driving that Jameson would have sort of line of sight on them. Very far distance, but yeah, they would have line of sight.
we're gonna put some like heavy metal on.
Yep.
I'm gonna spark up a cigarette. Yeah, and we're just gonna mow through the swamps towards them.
Very good. Cool. Moving on is Mr. Ditch driving the hauler. Oh no, not driving the hauler.
I'm driving the hauler, yeah.
Should we do like what's that ship called? Evergreen-esque with the Soo Canal and just plant the lorry straight across the road.
I mean, we could plant the lorry, get out. You could get out in the mech. I mean, hopefully they'll either crash into. I don't know if they're close enough that they would crash into it.
But then it gives us cover, and
Yeah.
no, we'd have to stop them. We can fight them close combat.
It's not a bad shout. I'm not very good at driving, so
Do a handbrake. Let's pull the handbrake and tell us.
Just jackknife the
no.
lorry.
I'm just saying, like my skill is quite low, so yeah.
Do a 6 skills.
All right. So what's Mr. Ditch doing in this bit?
Playing pachinko.
Yeah, there's a little.
Just one more.
I'm going to assist with the blocking maneuver.
Okay.
In
So using
negotiating.
the sort of weight of the mech to kind of aid the sort of the turn.
Yeah.
So I'll kind of count that as like the help action for that. Anything else you're trying to accomplish?
Collect anyone's grenades, which I think.
I've given.
And sort of stash them up in the mech with you.
So I was thinking of what's your robotics split? Could we rig up like some sort
I
of trap?
have a +7 to robotics.
Could we rig up a trap in front of the hauler
Yeah, I would like
with
to try that.
grenades?
Okay, so Splink can aim to do that on his turn. All right, so if Mr. Ditch is helping with the mech maneuver by using sort of the weight of the mech, that's good. That's cool. Okay, so River, so you're making this maneuver then.
I'm gonna try and make the maneuver. Yep.
Can you make me a vehicles check, please?
Oof.
With advantage because of Mr. Ditch.
Yeah.
17. Yeah.
Oh,
all
sick.
right, all right.
Yeah. No, you do a very competent jackknife. So it is. So now this truck has. You've picked up enough speed to maintain the kind of distance you have there, and you've just jackknifed it so the body of the hauler is all the way across the road. Mr. Ditch, as you've sort of aided that by the mech sort of almost hopping out and the unweighting of it, allowing the sort of back end of the hauler to sort of kick out, and Mr. Ditch is now stood in like a formal sort of Bushido pose with his mech just staring down.
How would his mech stand up to getting hit by a car, hypothetically?
One way to find out.
One way to find out. All right, yeah, cool. Oh no, we're all gonna.
I could stand on top of the hauler so I don't get a direct crash, and then jump onto them.
You see this one, the one with the cow tipper, like on the front, sort of gives a massive sort of deep like, and just sort of pulls out like there's a big belch of smoke from its exhaust as it just really puts his foot down and just tries to sort of make it out in front. You gauge that he is not doing anything other than making a straight beeline for the hauler. So you reckon it'll probably be about maybe like 2 turns of him just sort of straight going at it before he makes it to you. But that's going to be his turn. Mr. Splint.
Well, I'm going to do plan with the grenades.
So what are you doing with them?
Well, he wanted me to create some kind of trap, like Mr. Ditch. Should I explain what it was that he wanted me to do?
Like if we set up a trap like 10, 20 meters in front of the haulier, of just like a line of grenades across the road, which we can set off remotely.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I'd like to do.
Cool. Yeah, so you run out in front. Can you roll me, just because this is more like the speed and the... Not that it's necessarily hard, but it's just the sort of pressure of the situation. Can you make a... I suppose it'll be more a engineering? Oh no, mechanic? Engineering, say. Check. Okay.
Damn. Hoping it was robotics.
You manage to run out there in front, and yeah, you manage to rig up. What you try and do is basically just like a simple sort of tripwire, sort of trigger in the middle of the road.
My life in the military, would that give me any advantage at doing this? As I have experience in the military.
Hi guys.
Hey, bye.
I would say that's what that gives you the competence to make this roll. So I'd say, unfortunately, not. That's what's given you your acquaintance with like grenades and so on to do this.
Okay.
I'd say with that roll, it's not terribly hard. So you do manage to rig up one grenade in the time you have in the one round that you have done. What type of grenade have you rigged up?
I'm assuming it's just a normal frag grenade. That's the only grenades I was given.
Okay. Cool. Yeah. So you've spent your turn doing that. Moving on to the Bogger. So this big sort of like camper van, which doesn't look terribly imposing, but it just looks a bit more comical. It looks just kind of fucking dilapidated and a lot less imposing than the other ones, certainly. So this one is going to try and veer off. It immediately jumps off the road to try and parallel the road and try and pick up pace on the SUV of those guys. You see, now it's getting a little bit closer. You could see what looks to be a couple guys just hanging off it. There's a guy just stood on the top, holding. He's just like sat on a chair, just sort of like staring, like just like hooping as they go, and then like 2 guys, one on either side, just hanging off the netting. Moving on, it's Jameson.
I am gonna hang on. Allow me to check something. I really haven't got it written down on my character sheet. What's the range? The heavy minigun on the SUV.
Effective range is 50. Outside range is 100. So you're a fair ways out of that, unfortunately. You can try and close to make up the distance, but you don't think you guys will be able to make that. If you beeline straight at them and they came straight at you, you might be able to sort of meet in time, but you're making slow speed in the marshes here.
Lacking options here. I can't do any damage to anything. So I'm gonna suggest to Cookie that we, I guess, let's go engage with the bogger.
We're on our way to engage. Like,
That's.
Yeah,
I mean, can I hold an action to pummel them with a minigun as soon as they're in range?
you just gotta wait until we get close enough. Like,
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's cool.
so-
Yeah, you can hold the action.
I hold the action to unload.
Yeah, definitely. John.
Can I?
Sam's got more to do than Richard.
What do you mean the one-armed investigator is?
I am going to suggest to the group that we are.
Combat.
I'm suggesting to the group that we are out armed.
Oh shit!
Point out that
Yeah,
I could do this. I could take this fight single handedly if I wanted to. And then with my stump, I'm going to try and help Cookie navigate through the bogs by sort of seeing if I can plot out a path so that we essentially, I want to give him advantage on his next vehicles roll.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, no, totally.
What do I roll?
No, you don't have. You can roll vehicles to just sort of make sure if it's over a 10, then you succeed.
Oh, that's a lot of pressure.
And then he will get advantage. Yeah, perfect. So you're just like plotting out a course, just like pointing out like, shit, there's a fucking stump over there. There's there's a
wow.
shit over there.
Of course, there's a stump over there. It's me.
Awesome. Moving on. It is the taxi cab. This one is not suited to the marshes, so this one is going to choose to stick on the road here, and is also going to sort of make a beeline straight for the hauler. Has about the same sort of speed as the swamp scraper, so it's going to sort of be just behind that one as it's making its way there, but it doesn't have anything that it can do on this round, unfortunately. It is a Highway Master's turn again. So as you are coming up, it still has not rolled. It is still not attacked. So it doesn't appear to be able to attack this round again. Just checking what else it had. You can see as you're getting closer, there is a guy stood on top of the front cab of it. He has a set of bagpipes. You can't hear him from this distance, but you can see that out of the pipes that he's playing, there is just gouts of flame shooting out.
Yes.
And he is. These guys are fucking up for this. They are having a great old time. If anyone wants to roll sense motive, they can, but they get the impression. Go for it.
I think I know the answer, but you never know.
Sense motive.
Great roll.
I rolled sleight of hand. I don't know why. I'm sorry.
Splint is able to determine that these guys do not seem very mentally stable.
Whereas
Surprising.
I'm assuming River has got an exact diagnosis. Oh, it's like hand from. Oh,
Yeah,
fuck.
what?
I thought River. I thought River rolled a 26 because I saw the 26 followed by Dom saying, "I think I know the answer." I assumed. How funny.
A really good sleight of hand. Well, according to their wallets, they are.
Tell you
Yeah,
what.
that's a surprisingly good sleight of hand for a dude with one hand.
Is yeah.
It's because people are staring at the stump and they're distracted.
Can you blame them?
They don't know what to
Moving
say.
on, it's Cookie's turn.
Cookies time.
I just realised I'm muting.
Yeah, I was gonna suggest that Tom said he'd be RB, but he's probably still. I didn't. Oh,
I said it's good job there's not sleight of hands.
right, we'll keep heading kind of. I kind of want to head in this trajectory.
Yeah, so so trying to sort of like veer wide and flank around them.
On a flankenzy.
Okay. Roll vehicles with advantage, please, because of John. All else. That's good. Yeah, shit. You carve an awesome sort of line through here. You hit some slightly firmer ground, and with John being able to point out some of the sort of obstacles in your way, you manage to make really good sort of speed on there. You think
What are the sort of obstacles, John, that we're having to avoid?
He's just pointing at the trucks. Just don't hit those. Don't hit them.
yeah, no, there's basically just like there's like a couple ditches and just like a couple little hillocks that you have to just sort of navigate around. But yeah, no, you do it fucking deftly. Coming sort of probably in this round, being able to close with the bogger, you reckon? Moving on, Mr. Ditch.
Hang on.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Are we within? So how far are we from the bogger? In feet?
You are probably about 200 feet from it. Currently, depending on its turn, what it chooses to do, you may get within firing range of it within this turn, you think.
Okay. Can I hold action, please? Not hold, but you said this is kind of a bit.
Yeah, it's a bit more action. Yeah, go for it. What do you want
I'd
to do?
like to, as soon as within range, I'd like to disable comms.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Ooh,
Yeah. Oh, it's a reaction. So yeah, no, I'd say so. Yeah, no, definitely. That's something that you're able to do like with a click of a finger. So yeah, no, you aren't close enough yet, but I will let you know when you are.
Okay, moving on.
Awesome, Mr. Ditch.
So at the moment I'm in front of the hauler.
Yep. Mr. You've got Splint about 30 feet in front of you, laying down traps, and you are sort of stood steely, gazing at the oncoming trucks at you.
Okay. So it's probably a good idea to get out of there.
How much are you squinting at the trucks?
Like, my eyes are almost very closed.
He looks like Brock from Pokemon.
Yeah.
It's
And I'm looking pissed off because they dinged my motor.
In my motor.
Some of like, a lot of the neon all on the left side.
They chonged it.
Chonged your motor.
I'm going to give their motors a chong. A chonging. So can I leap on top of the hauler?
Yep.
So I'm standing on the roof of the back
Yes.
and like readying an attack for when they.
They get wrecked.
Master, forgive me.
Fucking destroyed when this locked
Yes. I am loving that. Alrighty.
They're just going to hit the truck, and then you're just going to do like a load of flips in the mech suit and land on your back.
gonna be
No.
like that scene out of Casino Royale when they flip the car.
It'll be fine.
I have 8 for athletics.
Yeah, walk it off.
Awesome. River.
Right, I want to activate my stealth field for obvious reasons, jump on the motorcycle and drive it out of the hauler so it doesn't get destroyed.
Thank you.
Got it covered.
So you guys look over and see, what the fuck? The motorcycle's driving itself off.
I like the idea they've known River for ages. They're just so used to the invisibility, and still they're like, "Whoa, what is this?"
Yeah, I assumed that we just had like a little icon above our head that we could see only. You know. Like
Activate your stealth. Whatever it's called. Is it just put a balaclava on?
Hang on.
I go invisible.
How does it work with your clothes?
It's a field. It makes everything around me go invisible, like a little bit off.
So it's just some of the
have to
bike
strip
invisible.
off. I guess hypothetically, yeah.
But yeah,
I
so
don't
the
know.
top half of it looks like it's just sort of shimmering and in a haze.
Either way, I want to basically drive the motorbike like a bit away, and then kind of, if there's like a tree or something nearby, just kind of ditch it under the tree and jump off while still invisible, so that like it's safe. But
All right.
yeah.
All right. Awesome. Can you roll me probably some stealth?
I get advantage because of the invisibility usually. Is that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Doesn't matter anyway.
I would say probably not because you
Because I
still
jumped on a
the
motorcycle.
is not invisible.
Yeah, I know. I was really pushing that. I was amazed you let me get away with it, and then the dice brought me right back. So we're good.
Yeah. So, but you managed to get out to the side there. You get the
Smashing.
feeling that even if they did see you, you're probably less noticeable than the giant neon truck with a giant mech suit on it.
Neon truck, giant robot, motorcycle that looks like it maybe just turned on and drove away. Like, I'm just saying, I'm playing law of averages here.
Awesome. The swamp scraper is just again. This guy is revving. This thing seems to hit faster. He seems to hit something. There's massive belches of black smoke coming through the two sort of pipe exhausts on the sides. And the back end dips and it just fucking launches out in front, and it is sort of almost speeding up even more. You get the feeling in this next round, it's probably might be able to sort of get in range of that. Splint, you especially are getting a little bit nervous at this point.
Oh, really? Shit. Yeah, I suppose I would be.
Because you're still stood out in the middle of the street.
I haven't had a chance to move yet. That's the main
Speaking
issue.
of which,
Spin is gonna move. Fuck away.
which direction you go, and you just heading directly off?
Back diagonally, I reckon.
Oh, we're about to get hit by a car that swerves off to hit us.
I'm gonna try and move behind this. Actually, is what I'm gonna do.
Directly behind the hauler.
Maybe like right on the edge, so that I can like I'm gonna move to there, and if it looks like they're about to ram the hauler, I'm gonna go back one more step. They're trying to look like they're gonna ram the hauler. I'm gonna try and like dive out of the way, so like.
So you're going to hold an action essentially.
Or can I take the dodge action? Is that a thing I can do?
Yeah, definitely.
Doing that?
Yeah, it's a kind of similar thing. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I would say what that would do mechanically is that either if it was an attack roll, you would get they would get disadvantage on it, or if there was some kind of reflex saving throw you would need to make, you would get advantage on it.
If it's an attack roll, then I count as being in total cover because of that. Because it's the dodge action.
Ah, very good.
But yes, same for the reflex thing. You know.
Yeah, very good.
Reflex will be whatever you say, but because of magic that I have, I'm not behind any cover. Up to you. Anyway, carry on. That's the end of my turn.
It is the Bogger. It's gonna move on. This one is gonna roll. Doesn't roll amazingly. But what it does do, it does get in distance for you, Cookie, to do your comms blackout, which goes off effectively. Does it need to make any kind of save or anything like that?
It didn't specify.
No, it just says, yeah, shit, it just shuts down for an hour. Damn. And then Jameson, I believe this would also trigger. You would still roll with disadvantage because you're still about sort of 80 feet away, but you would still be able to attack.
Can I bonus action rage?
Yeah, let's say you would have been able to do that. Yeah. This is sort of triggering your held sort of action. This isn't necessarily your turn yet.
Emerson's triggered, confirmed.
So yeah, roll the minigun with disadvantage. 13. I believe that hits. Yeah, shit. I can't remember what Bogger had.
The glass cannons, lads. We can do it.
We'll take a superheated weaponry, D6, and +2 fury damage.
And
anything else? Ooh.
It'll take 2d8. I'm going to put 2 hit die on that.
Yeah. So how much is this in total?
9 and 2 is 11 and 6 is 17 +2 fury damage is 19.
Damn. Okay, yeah, 19 points of damage. Yeah, no, you scrape it all up the side, shooting right down the sort of pot marking all the side of it. Yeah, no, good shot.
Question 2.
Yep.
Do I get my second attack?
Not for. I don't believe on a held attack action you can. I think it is only the one because you're acting as a reaction. So I think it kind of works.
But it is Sam's turn next, no?
Yeah, but it is his turn coming right up now. So he definitely will now. So you're still rolling at disadvantage, but you are able to attack with both attacks now.
Lovely.
That was well timed.
Right. I will continue to unload.
Yep.
I think, because it's now my turn again, now I can use another bonus action to ignore damage reduction.
Yep.
So I'll do that. That'll be my...
Oh, that's a decent strat thing. Hey, we're getting tough, boys.
Yeah, what is this?
Speak for your fucking selves.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So my fire is actually a whole 2, so I can use that once and I've got 1 use left.
I've still got all my good bits, so you know.
Oh yeah, that's
yeah,
it.
you do.
Fuck hell.
And a d6, and an extra 2. And we ignore the armor.
Oh my god.
Fucking damn. That's with 1 hit. Okay, yeah, no, you just rake all the front up. The front sort of bonnet just sort of like, and like just steam and like fluids are just spraying out of it in a haze and just like taking up all the windscreen.
What kind of fluids? Human fluids or?
Sorry, I didn't know what you said.
Have you got another attack?
I do indeed.
Go for it.
Oh.
Not so good.
No, but a 10 unfortunately misses.
That is understandable.
Yeah, no, that's unfortunate. That was really good. So yeah, no, this guy, you guys have just raked all of those guys. This the bogger is looking really fucking chopped up.
Pretty religious right now.
One of the guys who was hanging on the side actually got completely just ripped apart in that second attack, and he's fallen off, but his arm is just sort of tangled in the netting, still just like flapping around on the side of the vehicle.
We can get a new one.
John.
I guess I'm gonna try and help Cookie navigate the bog some more because I'm pretty stumped on anything else to do.
Pretty stumped generally.
All right, roll a vehicles check.
Good thing he didn't lose a leg, because there'd be an awful lot of Eileen jokes, wouldn't there?
Yeah, there would be.
Han Solo.
Yeah, that's all right. All good. Moving on is the Tanksy. This guy is moving up as well. Not quite as fast as the Swamp Scraper, but this is going to try and now that it's gotten within some kind of range, is going to try and make an attack on you guys. So let me just roll that. So this is going to be aimed at the mech. Yeah, it would be the mech with Mr. Ditch in it. 13, I imagine, misses.
Misses.
Yeah. That's absolutely fine. That's all good. That's absolutely fine. Who have we got? Then moving on is back to the Highway Master. So bringing up the rear, just behind the Tanksy and Swamp Scraper now. You hear, now that you're close enough, you can see the main gun sort of aiming just over the rear sort of trailer, and it swings around again to face directly ahead at you, Mr. Ditch, and it's going to fire.
Quick, deflect the missile.
Miss.
And that's pretty piss poor.
That's a nat 1 damage roll. Oh, it's just.
It has
it's
a
just
that
one
one
of
in
the
there.
rolls,
It's
It
got
rolls,
so many fucking dice.
I think it rolls 5d10.
60-10.
60-10. Fucking hell.
Where can I find a missile?
Yeah, suddenly I'm starting to think maybe we should all just go into explosives.
Yeah, fucking. Let's go. There's a fucking suitcase in there. Imagine how many d10s that rolls.
So, Mr. Ditch, holding your pose, you do not even flinch as you feel, even through the mech, the whistle of the sonic boom and the air disturbance rock you. But you hold completely motionless as the round flies just over your shoulder there.
Yet somehow you managed to squint your eyes even more.
Yeah.
Cookie.
Right. Can I ask? Will my driving count as the action, or am I allowed to do a damage thing?
You will be driving. Will be kind of, if you were using all of your abilities to driving, you would be able to drive further and
See, what I'm aiming at doing is there still a driver behind the wheel of this bogger?
Yes,
Right.
it is still up and rolling.
I want to continue to drive towards them, but at the same time try and sense if they got any grenades in that cab.
Okay, so you are going to roll land vehicles, but you would have advantage from John, but you're going to have disadvantage by trying to do other shit at the same time, so it's just a straight roll. So 20. Shit, yeah. No, you managed to close really close. You come just up alongside it, and you roll that. Use two creatures.
I don't want to get within damage range. Of
Yeah,
the
no, that's
grenade
fine. Yeah, that's cool.
if it does go off.
Awesome. Roll a d6 for me, Cookie. Roll something real sweet, quick like.
That's not a good noise.
I think it is.
I think that's we accidentally clipped the self-destruct button on all of the vehicles. Noise.
It was
Cookie,
probably a
you-
mistake having them be linked.
I've
Cookie,
accidentally
you-
exploded all the grenades on Mr. Ditch's mecha suit.
No, Cookie, you drive, you kind of almost in like a jousting, kind of, you're like playing chicken with them, and at the last sort of few moments, you just swerve around them. As you do, being within range, you just hit your exploding grenade program. Wait a second or two, you think nothing's happened, and then suddenly in your rearview mirror, you just see the bogger catapult into the sky. Just a fireball, just rocketing up to the heavens. You see bits of like people and machinery and a wheel just going in all fucking directions as this thing is just blown out of the fucking blown off the road and off of fucking existence.
So, have I used up all the movement on the vehicle, or am I allowed to continue my trajectory to now loop round?
That was that was kind of your movement as part of that. So yeah, that's you done there, Mr. Ditch. So these guys are now. You reckon this round is when they're gonna sort of make contact with you?
Okay. Well, can I prepare an attack for when they when they hit the next round?
Definitely.
Getting ready to. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah. Prepare an attack. And because it's Splint who's readying the explosive stuff.
Yeah, no, he's done that. So you got a one grenade that has been prepared there. So River, so you are off into the bushes, off to the side of the motorcycle.
All right, so I'm still invisible, right? To whatever limited degree that is. I want to move over to where Splint is, kind of be in a position where I can see the other cars, and I can either, like, I can move out of the way, and also close enough that I can pull Splint out of the way if needed.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I suppose ready in action to either dodge or, basically either me dodge out the way or try and pull Splint out. Like evasive maneuvers.
Okay, so you're kind of similar to
this,
Splint, kind of
I was
taking.
because I've got the dodge action at the moment. So
Got the what?
I've taken the dodge action on this one.
Oh, right. Okay. Well,
So
I'll
I
take
am
the dodge action as well, I suppose.
super
So
ready for-
Either way, yeah.
So Splint has said, so he's sort of behind the hauler itself. You're sort of slightly off to the side of it then, still like just off the road?
Yep.
Cool. Yep, that's absolutely fine. Moving on is Swamp Scraper. This guy has just catapulted himself. He is just going hell for leather through there. He hits the first grenade. Splint, can you roll damage for that? So that is
Can Silas roll damage? So I don't actually have
3d8.
damage. Oh, 3d8.
Yeah.
Ammo. Here's the question.
Mm-hmm.
Could I use precision aiming that I have as when you deal damage?
Not really
When I
unique.
hit with an attack. Well, okay, I didn't really hit with an attack, did I?
So probably not that bit. Yeah.
That's right. Nice.
Yeah. If it didn't say the attack bit, probably not. Awesome. So this guy, Mr. Ditch, you were expecting him at some point to like just swerve or turn or something. As he gets closer and closer, you're able to see through the little slitted grate of a windshield, and you just see this just fucking wide-eyed grin of this one crazed individual sitting behind there. He has no teeth, and you just see the whites of his eyes for just a moment as he just plows straight into the fucking hauler. I'm gonna need... So you can roll your attack as he sort of comes into range of you. So feel free to do that.
Okay.
Mech versus truck.
Oh.
16 is still gonna hit. So that's just... is there any more damage other than...
And I get a... Was it D4 or D6? It's a D6.
Imagine you that very Japanese anime
Oh
thing.
my god.
The stock still until the last minute, and he just sweep out his sword as he comes
Yeah.
past.
It's the sword's hilted the whole time.
So because he is plowing into the hauler and you're stood on top of it, you are not directly hit by him. But he plows into the hauler doing, let's just see. So 23 points of damage. How much? Who was? River. How many hit points did the hauler have left?
12.
12. So this plows directly through, smashing it into bits and obliterating it into a fine sort of...
It looks like it's coming into Splint.
It smashes directly through the middle of it, and so I'm going to need Splint to roll a reflex saving throw with advantage.
Hey, advantage.
Yep, sweet. So Splint, you still take... where are we? So you're going to take the 2d10 halves, so you only take 5 points of piercing damage from the various bits of shrapnel getting flung sort of out from the hauler. But yeah, you do sort of duck and roll out off to the side of the road.
Stop, drop, and roll.
What
You
does...
effectively get out of the way there. River, you just feel the air just whiz past you as this thing fucking plows into it there. Mr. Ditch, can you roll a reflex saving throw for me? Just to see how you kind of land.
How are your robotic reflexes? Wow.
Not bad.
Oh, not bad.
That is far better than I expected.
Very twinkle-toed fucking...
Only has a +1, but fair.
So the mech, it's not the most graceful maneuver, but it just leaps off and leaps above and crashes onto the ground directly in the middle of where the hauler was. You are sort of there waiting. Moving on, Splint. So this guy is just sort of coming past you.
Is he still alive in that car?
He has this entire front end is just fucked. The cow tipper has been pushed back into it. You can see. Make a perception check. Yeah, you can see the guy in there. The cow tipper is where the guy should be, but for some reason he's still... I mean, he's probably on a fuck ton of stuff, but he is somehow still managing to kind of vaguely steer this thing. The whole front end of this thing's all fucked.
Oh. Do I have a clear shot at the guy?
You have a shot at the guy.
The most diplomatic way of saying no I've ever heard.
Don't you have a
cover because he is inside the vehicle.
Yeah.
But you do have a shot at him.
Don't you have like a instant 30 damage?
It's if I hit with my long range shot, I can make it do 30 damage. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Fair enough.
He is within range, and he does have partial cover because the door is there. but you can see through it through like the window to where he is.
Give me a second.
So
just read the stuff
this is
I
going to
can
be
do.
your best shot at him.
That's fair. Because I don't want to waste it. No, fuck it. I'm going to use the long range strike.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm just going to go for it. Cool.
That's going to be a no, I'm afraid.
That's fine. I can use that strike more than once. It's just, can I use
Cool.
the read thing there? Cool. And then I'm going to back the fuck up.
Okay, yeah, no. So you move away from
assume
the
It
edge of the
doesn't get
road.
an attack of opportunity for me backing up.
No, the card is done. No, you're all right there.
Although if I was there and it got out of my attack range, would I get an attack of opportunity on it?
No, you would not.
Damn it. Damn it to hell.
Not quite that.
Damn it
the
all
way
to
it
hell.
was.
You blew it up.
You maniacs! Jameson.
How far are we from the other bogs?
You guys have come a bit round, so you're probably about 200 feet out from all of this.
So we need a movement set to get near them, basically.
Yeah, you reckon you can get there within a round or two, depending on rolls. If you have some godlike rolls, you might be able to get within range within one round, if Cookie's really good.
I'll do as I did before, hold action.
Yeah.
My action is gonna be to unload on the war rig.
Yep. Sounds good.
Whatever it is. From the rear.
From the rear.
Am I
From
correct
the rear.
in, Ed, that comms blackout, maybe these guys didn't really notice this thing disappearing?
It did explode.
Yeah, but
It's not an explosion.
it's outside of their peripheral vision.
Potentially. I will certainly say they wouldn't have been able to say, "Oh shit," they wouldn't have. It would make it harder for them to have noticed, certainly. But you are not aware of if they have noticed or not.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just skipped through things. Just make sure I've got. Yeah, that was Jameson and John.
Well, it's going to come as a surprise. I'm going to try and help Cookie do the driving.
I really didn't see that coming.
Yeah.
You got this.
Oh, yay!
You kind of got this.
They've been annoyingly bad rolls considering I have a +4 to vehicles.
Yeah, it's been very much in that range. Awesome. Mr. Ditch, the taxi is going to roll up on you really fucking close, and it's going to unload. It's heavy minigun here.
Yeah, boy.
It's going to miss the first attack, and then it's going to take the second one. Oosh. 14. Damn. No, that's going to be a miss.
Yes.
And then, so yeah, that'll be it. It's gonna, but by this time, it's gotten really close. It's not gonna come and try and like swerve into you. It's gonna swerve kind of around you, past on the street. So as you're doing that, you can take an attack of opportunity if you like.
Yes.
Oh fuck! Oh shit! Awesome, very good. So yeah, double the. So roll another d8 on that, and then do 2 sort of d6s instead of 1.
1d8 and then 2d6s. So that's 22.
Damn.
Reckon that tank acting.
Fucking hell. Yeah, damn. Yeah, minus 22. Fucking hell. Yeah, no, that's a really good hit. You just
Palpable hits.
very palpable hit. You, as it comes past, you bring your sword down, and you thought you were going to get the middle of it and bisect it, but you just get the edge and the end of it, and you just clip off the rear section of it, leaving just like an open hole in the back as it sort of switches past you. Moving on, it is the Highwaymaster's turn. As it gets close, Mr. Ditch, this one has been a fair bit slower than the other one, so it still hasn't made it up to you, but it is made close enough that it can now sort of make. It's going to try and hit you with its bagpiper on the top. So he is going to try and burn you. He's going to spray you with flame. Fucking
Yes.
hell.
Oh, that damage is
What?
strong.
You literally are like an anime mech fighter right now, aren't you?
And it's going to try and
For
hit on
fuck's
his.
sake.
He's going to try and hit on his second one. Hey! So yeah, you take 20 points of fire damage. As the crazed bagpiper. Now that he is within range, you can see him just. You thought he wouldn't be playing, but he's fucking shredding on the bagpipes.
Old Lang Syne.
Yeah.
In B minor.
Yeah.
If Old Lang Syne was played by like a bagpiper who would like play for like Dragon Force.
Yeah, so it's the Red Hot Chili Pipers. This is what happens to them
Yeah,
in the
it's the
apocalypse.
I knew it.
Yeah, on the second hit, he swings the like gout of flame around, and it just does catch you, like low in the mech. Moving on, it's Cookie.
Well, you know what I'm doing.
12. So you don't run into any difficulty as such. You don't sort of foul it on anything, but you get within disadvantage range for Jameson. So Jameson can make an attack with disadvantage if he'd like, just on the outer edges of his range.
I don't think James is listening.
I'm in range.
You're just on the outside of your range, so just be with disadvantage. So go for it. Yeah, 10 unfortunately does not hit. You make some shots. You see a couple of them hit, but they just ping off the thick armor of the side of this thing.
Curses.
Yeah. Mr. Ditch. I'll say from where you are, although things are moving, if you chose to, you would be able, because of how slowly this one is moving in front, this is moving towards you, so you would be able to close and get into melee with it. These other two are kind of zooming away off past you with the momentum they held.
Could I try to jump onto the front of the big truck?
Yes, roll, and I'm not even going to try. It won't be an athletic. It won't be an acrobatic maneuver. It will be athletics. So,
Yes.
yeah, sorry, I meant it won't be very acrobatic because it's a fucking heavy mech. Shit, yeah, athletics. So you managed to time it just well enough that as it's coming at you, you just fucking run and leap and the front of the mech, the boots of the mech, just impact into the bonnet of this thing and sink into it. Can you roll 2d10 for me?
20. Go on. Do it.
Lovely. So you do 12 points of damage just by
Oh,
the
shit.
weight of this thing landing on it.
Okay.
Yeah, and feel free to do whatever you were going to do with that.
Am I in range to attack the bagpiper?
Hell yes, you are.
Yeah, boy.
He is about sort of chest height with you as you're standing on top of the bonnet of this thing. He is on top of the cab.
Okay, I'm gonna hit him with my sword. And during this hit, I'm gonna try to also puncture his bagpipes.
You monster.
Yeah, no, 24 definitely hits.
And a d6. Oh.
17 points of damage. Yeah, no, you swing through and you just chop off both of this guy's legs. He flops off onto the cab and he drops off the side. You hear a thud squelch as he rolls underneath the rear wheels.
Does he scream?
Yeah, oh yeah, hell yeah. He's been screaming the whole time.
Can we tell any difference between the screaming and the bagpipes?
Roll a perception check.
It turns out he didn't even have the bagpipe. He wasn't even using the bagpipe. He was just screaming, and we all assumed he was playing the bagpipes.
Splint is able to notice a subtle difference, although you can definitely see where his inspiration came from.
Excellent.
Mr. Ditch, you did have another attack, if you wanted to take it.
I'm guessing is the missile gunner within range, or is that
Not from where you are, because it's on the trailer behind it.
okay?
You can try and you kind of used your movement to sort of make your maneuver to jump on it.
Okay.
I'll say, so you wouldn't, and you've already started your action to attack. So I say either you finish your attack or you wouldn't really be able to make it any further.
Down the end
Is there anyone in the cab I can
Oh yeah, there's a driver.
stab through the window?
Yeah, so you might need. So you'll kind of be attacking the vehicle to get to him. So yeah, go for it.
Okay.
hell.
Hell yeah, that's gonna hit. Minus 19. Yeah, bam. Yeah, no, that does some healthy damage to that. So you just, although you don't manage to get through to the driver, this thing is built like a tank, the front of this cab. You do manage to make some massive, great gouges in the front, and you sort of feel you're making some headway to getting him, but no, you didn't manage to get him on this attempt. But yeah, no, you really fucked up the front of the truck. You doing anything else?
I could use my action surge, but if I use my action surge, then I could only move again. I couldn't actually attack again.
Yeah, you could.
Wait, can I
you
can I redistribute as a reaction 2 hit die on Tom's damage roll?
I'll say it's a little bit late for that.
Okay.
You can do it when you've seen the rolls, but you haven't had the result of it come out yet. Whether you found out if the guy's dead or not, or that kind of thing.
Tom, put action surge in chat. I think you can do both.
I think you just get another turn.
Yeah, I thought it was basically another turn. Yeah.
And an action and a bonus action. I think you get a whole new turn.
It might be different in
Oh
Carbon.
yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
Where is it?
An additional action.
Right, yeah. I mean, yeah. So you could use your action to kind of dash and get over onto the trailer, but you wouldn't be able to make a new attack.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can do an additional action on top of your action and bonus. Yeah, okay, all right, fair enough.
So
You could try and attack the driver again.
So I could use the action surge to attack the vehicle again.
Yeah, you can make 2 more attacks.
Let's do that. Why not?
Yep. Go for it. Yeah, 19 hits. 17. Damn.
And a 6. And another one.
Fucking hell.
Damn, yeah, 27. Yeah, this thing is starting to look. Although you are just slashing into the bonnet and the cab of this thing, and although it's like a fucking metallic turtle shell, it is throwing out massive, great gouges in it, and you think it's not too much longer before you're able to get at the gooey man in innards of it.
Delicious.
Delicious.
Very soon.
It's like a Cadbury's cream egg.
Nice. River.
All right. God, I feel a bit pathetic going after the fucking cyber ninja that just destroys like 3 cars. Is the car in front of me? Has it stopped or is it still going?
No, it is still trying to go. You're kind of acting concurrently as Splint is taking his shot and then jumping out of the way. You still have it. You have an opportunity to make an attack as well.
Okay. I guess I'm just thinking. Does it have like could I like slash one of the tires or something like that to make it skid and maybe roll or anything like that?
Possible.
Okay.
Difficult, but possible.
Difficult but possible is what I live for, so I'm going to try and do that.
Yep.
So, a stabby. That's a 20.
Oh shit! Yeah. Yeah. So as Splint takes a shot and then jumps off out of the way, he makes room for River as she just sort of sprints up, still invisible, and just sort of slides up and just slashes all down the side of the vehicle, puncturing both tires on the right-hand side as she does it, and basically as that happens, this car, which was already mostly out of control anyway, just catches the front, flips, and River, can you roll me? So that's 9 damage. Can you roll me an additional 4d10 because of the rolling and from the crashing?
31. Look at
that. Yeah. So this thing, just sort of as on the second roll, something bursts and it just It doesn't explode, but it just gets engulfed in flames. And it just sort of turns into a smoking crater there.
I don't want to run like as far away as Splint. I more want to run kind of up this way a bit.
Yeah.
So I can still see, just in case this car decides to swerve to the right.
Very nice.
But yeah. And then I'll end my turn.
All good. Swamp Scrape is done. Splint.
So, can I see the driver of this truck?
Yes, kind of. It's a little bit obscured by the giant mech on the front of it, but yes.
There's another situation of like just disadvantage, kind of, if I took a shot. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say so. From this sort of position, it would be. Oh no, it would be disadvantage. It would be like cover.
Oh, what does cover do?
It just increases the AC.
Oh, cool. And what about this guy in this one? Which one of these drivers is looking healthier?
This guy, certainly.
Can I see that guy again? The same sort of cover?
Yeah, similar thing, because he actually has more cover because he is covered by the sort of slatted armor of the front and the sides of the vehicle, whereas this guy has been sort of rent out by the fucking mech has
Well.
sort of peeled them open like a fucking can of tuna.
I'm gonna have a go at this guy over here.
Cool, go for it.
Never mind.
Ooh, yeah, that's a miss. Yeah, unfortunately, like the sort of radiation rays just kind of ping off the side there and just sort of like make a scorch mark on the side, but don't damage the vehicle especially.
That's fine. How the group doing health wise?
On
I'm
target.
untouched. Yeah.
I think everyone's untouched, bar maybe the mech.
The only person who's taking damage.
Mech's taken
Yeah.
damage.
Can you heal a car? Like,
Can you heal the hauler, please?
Splint
I think
is going
yeah,
to
we've got a logistical problem coming up. So
for his bonus action.
My chat.
Just kind of like put
Oh,
one
yeah,
thumb in
sure.
his belt and just kind of go, well, I don't know what I'm doing right here, and just end his turn.
Awesome. Jameson. So you're still
not any
at,
closer yet, are we?
no, you're still at disadvantage range, but you're still able to attack.
Alright, I'll pummel the back of the Paragon.
Can I
15 will hit.
redistribute that, please?
Yes, please.
For clarity, I'm ideally aiming for the fleshy bits rather than the big fuel tank.
Unfortunately, there aren't any real fleshy bits. You can kind of see now that you're closer. It's probably not filled with fuel because it seems like it's been shelled out to make room for the weapons inside and what you imagine to be a few boys inside running through the length of it. So there's not many fleshy people hanging off the side of this one.
Alright.
The only person who was the bagpiper on the front.
That first attack is all 28, 34, 36 with Cookie's buff.
Damn, this thing is starting to look real fucked. Yeah, this thing is the front end being all just gored up, the back end now just being blown holes in the side. Yeah, it's not looking great. You've got another attack, don't you?
I have
no.
indeed.
Yeah, go for
One
it.
donkey, let's do that again.
Hi-oh!
Yes. 27.
And I will also use my heavy gunner to ignore their arm.
Yeah. Fuck. Very good. Yeah, that's this. So what happens is this thing, you just blow holes all the way along the length of this retrofitted fuel can at the back. You can see the pink sprays through the holes of the occupants inside and little explosions going off as you think it seems like you hit sort of ammo caches along the length of it, and it just goes like boom, 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 and just massive explosions in it, and it just sort of grinds to a halt with the mech on the front of it. And yeah, that thing falls still. Awesome. If you're not doing anything else, John.
There we go.
There you go. Love it. The taxi makes a whip around. It's going to try and sort of do a handbrake turn and come back at you, Mr. Ditch. Try and exact some vengeance here.
Okay.
It's minigun. Fuck.
Oh,
Missed
fuck.
on the first attempt. Second attempt. Fuck me.
you should know better than to try and kill our protagonist.
This thing has a +7, just so you know. Like, it is like 50-50 whether it would hit Mr. Ditch. And it has missed every single opportunity.
Like, me and Mr. Ditch are rolling +8s and fucking decimating, and they're all rolling just nearly the same and missing every time.
You can see the Nat 1 was still an 8. Like,
Yeah, he's getting +7s, man.
damn. Moving on. Well, the Highwaymaster's dead. Cookie.
Well, I'd like to move as close as I can to the Tanksy,
Mm-hmm.
and at the same time, if it's possible, to get within range, I'd like to overcrowd the driver.
Oh, okay. What's the range? Oh, 60. Shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you roll some vehicles for me?
Do I get advantage because of Richard's consistent help?
You would, except you get disadvantage by trying to do this at the same time, so it'd be a straight roll.
Okay.
Shit, yeah. Now you're able to get within 60 feet. This guy's going to roll a mind saving throw, which I was not expecting for him to ever have to do. What was the save on that? 8 plus proficiency.
Is it my DC?
Yeah, your DC.
15.
Oh, fuck, he fails. This guy is blinded. This guy is blinded. We'll see what happens with that in a sec. Mr. Ditch. So you're able to jump off the front of the Highwaymaster. You see the Tanksy now sort of veering sort of side, like all swerving around in your vague direction.
Can I try and jump onto the roof of this, or am I too far away?
You'd be able to run over there and do it. So yeah, roll athletics for me. Yes. You jump on. You to run get back through the wreckage of the hauler and just essentially rugby tackle this thing, and just dive on top of it. Doing another. Can you roll another 2d10 for me?
Oh shit! I forgot about that.
Just from the fucking weight of this thing hitting it. Yeah. This thing's looking a little bit rough. Although this thing is heavily armored, it's not got a lot of like hit points, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Awesome. And what are you doing for your turn?
You need a vehicle to carry the mech to destroy it.
Can I try to stab through the roof and stab into the driver?
Okay, so if it's going to be a cold shot, this will be with disadvantage, but yeah, you can.
Yeah.
So essentially, you would bypass all cover for him.
Sure, yeah.
Go for it.
13.
That hits.
A hit?
Yeah. Well, it's only a gooey human. He's not wearing any armor, and so you manage to stab through the armor of the vehicle, bypassing the cover, and you just plant it directly through the guy, and you just feel him go completely. You just feel the swerving and the input behind the Tanksy just stop. It keeps going with just inertia, but eventually it just comes to a stop and just all bumps into the front half of the hauler. And that's the end of that chapter.
Nice.
Nice.
That went well.
It really did.
That was either going to go well or very badly.
Did any of us actually take health damage? I know, obviously.
Yes.
Okay, right, all right.
The doctor did it. He can deal with it.
I took 5. It was bad.
Nightmare. Yeah.
We did
That's
do
like
Might as well
that's like
put
a
you
quarter
down.
of my health.
Yeah, that's true. That's like one limb.
Oh.
Oh.
Very good.
So
Yeah,
we've got the vehicle.
in a bad way.
You did
Someone
stab him
can.
with a giant sword.
So the mech extricates himself off, and
We've got a mechanic to repair the vehicle.
what you are left with is imagine a bowler hat that a particularly large person has just sat on, and that is what this vehicle looks like.
Right, let's get to work. Calm down.
Let's
I-
not repair this
Before we
vehicle.
repair it, can we first like rummage through these people to work out who the fuck they are
Yeah, so actually, that's a better idea than repairing the vehicle.
before we repair the vehicle? Find out who these people are, so that we can deal with them. You know, deal with how to, like, whether or not we're going to go any further or.
Let's scavenge.
Lovely. So whoever wants to can roll an investigation check, or
I would like
say all of
to
it.
assist
Can if
with
you
the
roll
armless
panic
guy.
on yourself to it.
Yeah, while they're sniffing about and all that, I want to see if I can find anything valuable. So I guess that's investigation.
I'm going to assist with redacted, hopefully.
And solo.
Is
And
the
solo.
bagpiper with no legs still alive? Still screaming.
No, he got run
you got
over.
run
didn't he?
over.
Oh, he got run over.
It's a bold assumption.
Yeah, somewhere around here-ish, there is just a rough. It's about sort of like a beach ball sized, just smear on the pavement, which is just got some scraps of tartan in it.
If I assist John, will he get advantage by any chance?
Yeah, no, you would.
Roll again then, John. Brilliant.
Um,
That did not
Take
get
it,
much
Ruben.
better.
You guys, unfortunately, did thoroughly destroy most of the things. The bogger just. You guys, one of you starts walking over there, and you just see all the bits are all. There is a million bits, and they are all on fire. The highway master here, similarly, all its ammo caches appear to have been exploded by Jameson in the attack. And the front half of the cab is just all fucked up from the mech that was tap dancing on it. The swamp scraper here is still like a roiling inferno. But the taxi, you do manage to see that within it, or on it, I should say, there is one heavy minigun which is affixed to the vehicle. Probably the same as like Jameson's. You also managed to find the former driver, who has been neatly bisected by sort of lengthways by the sword of the heavy mech. On his person, you find a heavy pistol. You find 2 smoke grenades and 20,000 wonlongs. And in the vehicle itself, can anyone go ahead and roll mechanics for me
Yes, I can.
to see what sort of shit?
Fucking shit cock.
Correct. Oh shit! So Cookie walks over, just kicks it and goes, "Yeah, it's fucked," and just walks off.
Brilliant.
Splinter, on the other hand, like peels it up and like looks under the bonnet and does see that the core mechanics of it does appear to be just about workable. You could bodge something together that would conceivably drive, and if your goal was to be able to cart the mech, if you stripped out all the armor and just essentially turned it into a motorized platform for the mech, then that could be doable.
That'll do. I would like to do that. I'd also like to be able to set up so that our trailer can be attached to the car.
Yep.
Instead of the hauler.
Yeah, sure.
If it wasn't already attached to the car. I can't remember if it
Yeah,
was or
no,
not.
sure. This is sort of like midday when you've done when this had happened. So using the rest of your day, if everyone sort of lends their assistance to it, you guys are able to sort of scrap heap challenge this shit together. And
Well, like Dick Strawbridge, is he here?
Yeah, Dick Strawbridge is here.
He's long dead. I'm
Mecha
afraid.
Dick Strawbridge.
No, yeah, Mecha Dick.
Mecha Dick Strawbridge. Now
Now that's a good Google search.
Mecha Dick.
Yeah, John's just walking around holding the tool bag.
He holds the torch for people.
But yeah, by the end of the evening, you guys have managed to create your sort of like mobile mech cart. It's essentially just like a golf cart for the mech to sit in.
Nice.
There's not even like seats or anything in it. It is just a bed.
It's just ratchet strapped on.
Yeah, it is just like a chassis with a mech just sort of draped on it. With like off to the side is just like the mechanics of like the axle and the steering column coming up.
Nice.
We've invented the shopping trolley.
You guys are able to take a long rest if you wish to. Whoever wants to can roll navigation if they want to see how far away they are.
I can roll navigation.
That's Nev.
Where's my navigation? There it is.
So between Cookie and Splint, you guys are able to work out that you've been delayed a little bit, but you're about, if all goes well, you should be within a day's drive back to the outskirts of London in the morning.
Nice. Cool. I would like to have a little nap, then wake up and help with the the watch, because I'm relatively healthy right now.
Cool. Lovely. So, can we have perception checks from Tyrion? I'm assuming John and Splint, please.
Yeah. Not rolling well today.
Absolutely fine. So the night passes without incident. The morning comes around. The weather looks surprisingly good. For the final leg of your journey, can someone roll navigation and someone roll a d20 for me?
I think I've got the best navigation here, right? +4, +3 even.
I've got +6 to Nev.
Oh fucking! Why are you not navigating, Cookie?
You want to roll Nev?
Yeah, boy. Brilliant. Brilliant.
Teamwork.
Thankfully, the weather is really clear. It's visibility is pretty good. I mean, all considered, you still have your ever-present smog, but it's as clear as it is reasonable to expect it to get. There's not much wind. There's no acid rain or sleet or anything like that. So you're able to make great time. And because you are closer to London, you actually do hit some of the slightly bigger thoroughfares.
And we get more fights.
And you do manage to make your way back. And it's sort of gradual, but you do start noticing more signs of civilization as you get closer, and you do eventually hit the outskirts of London proper.
Nice.
Eventually entering the outer seawall, and making it into London again. As you guys come back into London, was there anything in particular you guys were wanting to do initially, just as you sort of like drive in, or were you just going to head straight back for somewhere? Or?
Can we head back to our little campy thing and see if we can hide a couple of the Pathfinder eggs?
Oh, your warehouse.
Yeah, if we can keep a couple of them.
Yeah. Cool.
I reckon if we take 2 from one of them and then leave the broken one in there and just be like, yeah, when we got there, some of them have been open and we're missing.
Mm-hmm.
Good job.
Very good. Yeah, you make it back to the warehouse. You meet up with Trent Darby and Schubert, who are still overseeing some of the details of your smuggling enterprise. They say, "Oh yeah, everything's." They mention how things have been going well. Business has been okay in the last few days. They actually have a deal going down tomorrow night. That should bring in some more business to them. But that's all going well. So if it's all right with you guys, I think what we'll do is we'll leave it there for this session.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Unless there's anything in particular you guys desperately want to do.
I need a wee.
I'd like to buy an
alright,
arm at some point.
Roll for accuracy.
Okay, we can do that sort of really easy. Was there anything special that you wanted to buy, or just a bog standard arm?
I will have a look, and we can sort it out at the start of next session.
Yeah, cool. Awesome. Yeah, we shall leave it there.
Don't want to hold Andy up from his wee.
No.
He's got a bottle.
Yeah, no, I'm actually just sitting here in my can. Just pissing.
That's what the bottle's for.
No. The
Andy
bottle's
doesn't have an office chair, he's got a toilet.
Yeah.
It's just an unplumbed toilet that just discharges onto the floor.
Brilliant.